There's a quiet kind of relief that comes with a simple day. No rush to prove anything. No invisible scoreboard running in the background. Just the soft feeling that nothing urgent is chasing you. And maybe you've noticed, those days feel different in your body. Your breathing settles without you trying. Your shoulders drop a little. Your mind feels less crowded. You might even catch yourself wondering why something so ordinary can feel so restorative. Almost like a reset you didn't know you needed. Because when life has been loud for a long time, simplicity can feel like medicine. You don't always say it out loud, but there are moments when everything feels like too much. Too many decisions. Too many expectations. Too many small things demanding your attention. Even rest can start to feel like another task you're supposed to do correctly. You might notice a low hum of tension that never fully switches off. A quiet pressure to keep up, to respond, to stay productive, to not fall behind. And when your energy dips, it's easy to assume something is wrong with you, that you're lazy, unmotivated, not disciplined. Enough, but underneath that story, something else is happening. Your nervous system has been working overtime. It's been scanning, adapting, holding you together through constant stimulation and subtle stress, not just big problems. Emails, notifications, deadlines, social comparisons. The steady background noise of modern life. Your system doesn't separate small from important the way your mind does. It simply registers demand, and when demands stack up, your body shifts into a state of readiness. Alert, braced, prepared. That state is useful when you truly need it, but when it becomes your baseline, exhaustion follows quietly. This is why simple days can feel surprisingly good, because simplicity reduces signals, fewer inputs, fewer decisions, fewer things to monitor, and your nervous system recognizes that shift. Almost immediately, it begins to stand down. Heart rate softens, muscles release, mental chatter slows. You may not consciously notice the change, but internally, a recalibration begins. It's not laziness, it's regulation. There's a reason. You sometimes feel more like yourself after an ordinary day with no agenda when the pace drops. Your system finally has space to process what it's been holding. Thoughts untangle, emotions settle into clearer shapes. Even creativity can quietly return. Not because you forced it, but because pressure eased in a culture that often equates busyness with worth. This can feel unfamiliar. You might catch a subtle guilt, a voice that says you should be doing more, that you're wasting time. That slowing down is risky, but that voice often comes from learned expectations, not from your actual needs. Your body speaks differently. It speaks through signals, through fatigue that asks for pause, through tension that asks for gentleness, through the quiet relief you feel when nothing is required of you. Simple days aren't empty. They're restorative environments. They allow your internal systems to synchronize again, like letting a shaken snow globe settle. Clarity emerges, not because you worked harder, but because you stopped stirring the water. You don't need constant stimulation to stay relevant. You don't need constant output to justify your existence. Sometimes, the most intelligent response to overload is reduction. Less noise, less urgency, less self-pressure when life becomes simpler. Your mind doesn't have to defend against so many incoming demands. your attention widens. You might notice small details again. The way light moves across a room, the sound of your own breathing, a subtle sense of presence that had been buried under mental clutter. This isn't accidental. It's your nervous system moving toward balance. You were never meant to operate at maximum intensity all the time. Human systems function best with rhythm, engagement, and recovery, effort and ease. When recovery disappears, even strong people begin to feel depleted. And it can look like procrastination, like indecision, like emotional numbness. But often, it's simply a system asking for reset. Simple days offer that reset without demanding anything in return. They remind you what it feels like to exist without constant evaluation, to not measure every moment, to not perform. There's a quiet dignity in that kind of space. You might notice that when pressure drops, motivation doesn't vanish. It changes shape instead of urgency. There's curiosity instead of force. There's willingness. Instead of pushing, there's a natural leaning toward what feels meaningful. Clarity rarely emerges under strain. It tends to appear when the nervous system feels safe enough to think openly. This is why insights often come during walks, quiet mornings, or slow afternoons. Your mind finally has room to breathe. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, it doesn't mean you've lost your drive. It may simply mean your system has been carrying too much for too long. And when you allow simplicity, even briefly, something inside you recalibrates. You don't have to earn that reset. It's built into how you're designed. There's wisdom in allowing ordinary moments to be enough. No optimization required. No hidden agenda. Just the quiet. Permission to exist without constant correction. You may notice that after simple days, decisions feel a little clearer. Not because you tried harder, but because your internal noise reduced, your system returned to baseline. That's what resetting feels like. Not dramatic, not loud, just a gentle return to steadiness. You're not falling behind when you slow down. You're reconnecting with your natural pace. And that pace isn't fixed. It adjusts based on what you're carrying. Some seasons require effort. Others require restoration. Both are valid. Both are part of a sustainable rhythm. If today feels simple or quieter than usual, there's nothing to fix, nothing to justify. Your nervous system may be taking the opportunity to restore equilibrium, to integrate, to breathe, and in that quiet, something subtle happens. You remember that you don't have to live in constant acceleration. That steadiness is available. That clarity returns when pressure softens. There is space for you to move through life without always being on edge, even if only for moments at a time. You are allowed to have days that are gentle, days that are unremarkable, days that simply feel okay, and sometimes that's where the deepest reset begins, right here, in the absence of urgency, in the quiet permission to just be.